So about 3 years ago, I shared my streaming passwords with my sister. Netflix, Disney, Spotify. I shared them because I was being generous. Because she had just moved out, and money was tight. I said, use them for a bit while you get on your feet. 3 years later, she was very much on her feet. She had a good job. She had a flat she loved. She went on holiday twice last year. She also still had my passwords. Still using my Netflix. Still using my Disney. Still on my Spotify family plan. Never once offering to contribute. Never once mentioning it. Just quietly, every month, using what I paid for. So I sent her a message. A really nice message. I said I was doing a bit of a spring clean on my subscriptions, and I was going to be changing passwords. I said I wanted to give her a heads up, so she could sort her own. I was not rude. I was not accusatory. I was thoughtful about it. She called me 20 minutes later, and she was not thoughtful. She said I was being petty. She said I was doing it to make a point. She said it was barely any money, and I could afford it. She said I was choosing subscriptions over family. Choosing subscriptions over family. I said, Lauren, I shared those passwords 3 years ago as a temporary favor, not a permanent arrangement. You have not offered once to contribute. You have not once said thank you. And now that I am changing them, you are angry at me for taking back something I was giving you for free. She said I knew she used them. She said I should have said something sooner, if it was a problem. I said, it wasn't a problem when I thought it was temporary. It became a problem when temporary became 3 years and a holiday. And now it's not a problem either. It's just done. She hung up. She didn't speak to me for 3 weeks. Not because she was hurt. Because she was embarrassed. Because somewhere in that conversation, she had heard herself. And what she heard didn't sound great. She came round eventually. She never directly apologized for the things she said. But she paid for dinner the next time we went out. And she said, almost casually, almost like she was hoping I wouldn't notice, I've set up my own Netflix. I said good, and I left it there. Because some apologies come in the form of actions, and some lessons are learned quietly, without anyone having to say the words out loud. What I do know is this: generosity is not the same as obligation. And the moment someone treats your generosity like something they are owed, that is the moment it needs to stop. I changed the passwords. I would change them again.